L08cd2track17.
So, Evan, at what age do you think someone is old?
That's an interesting question, isn't it? Because 30 or 50 years ago, I think when you were in your 50s or 60s, you were considered old. And these days, that's when your second life starts. And I don't think you're old until you hit 70s or 80s. And maybe it also depends on your physical health. How healthy are you?
Yeah, and your mind as well.
Yes, and I think a lot of people are younger these days. They're closer to their kids, for example. There isn't much of a generation gap. So do you know any very active old people then?
Yes, one in particular. My friend's granddad, he's about 75 and he lives on the coast. And when he comes to visit my friend, it's an 80-mile journey, but he still comes on his bike, even though he's 75. And I just think that's amazing that someone who's 75 can cycle that really long journey.
I suppose that proves the point. 75 is old under any definition, but if you're physically fit,
he's
you act
so
young.
fit. He's always going out on his bike and doing all these really long journeys. So the people in the text, are you inspired by any of them?
Actually, by most of them. It's incredible to think that you could be past 50 and start a new career and succeed at it. I was particularly impressed by Mary Wesley, who started writing when she was in her 70s, because I think her husband had died and the text says she was almost destitute. So she had to make a living, and she'd had a very interesting life. Again, by anybody's standards. She starts writing about it. She turns out to be a brilliant writer, makes a huge success, writes another 10 books before she turns 90, and is now admired and well known across the country.
Oh, that is impressive. Yeah.
So, what do you reckon you'll be doing when you're old, whatever that means?
Well, I would like to be a grandma with lots of grandchildren. So I'd like to see myself looking after my large brood of grandchildren and being a cool grandma.
So you won't be writing novels or climbing mountains or doing outrageous things. You'll be a grandma.
I hope so. Well, if I don't have enough grandchildren, I have to find something else. But the grandchildren would be ideal. Yeah.
Sounds good.